Daniel Ricciardo's long-term future at McLaren has been called into question after CEO Zak Brown said last week that the Australian driver's results had fallen short of expectations. We would obviously like to see Daniel much closer to Lando and have a good intra-team battle. Daniel is just not comfortable yet with the car. We're trying everything we can. Again, it was a disappointing weekend. Short of Ricciardo's win at Monza and a few races, it's generally not kind of met his or our expectations as far as what we were expecting. Ricciardo acknowledged that his time with the team had not produced the results that he or his bosses would have preferred, but he stated emphatically in Monaco that he was committed for the full 3 years of his contract, which expires at the end of 2023. Brown, speaking ahead of a visit to the Indianapolis 500, suggested that McLaren's agreement with Ricciardo was not completely watertight. While Ricciardo is halfway through a 3-year contract, he hinted that there were break clauses that could lead to a split if things did not improve. When asked if there was a way out for the driver or team if they didn't want to race in 2023, Brown said, "I don't want to get into the contract, but there are mechanisms in which we're committed to each other and mechanisms in which we're not. I spoke with Daniel about it. We're not getting the results that we both hope for, but we're both going to continue to push. I think he showed in Monza last year that he can win races. We also need to develop our race car. It's not capable of winning races, but we'd like to see him further up the grid, and we'll see how things develop and what he wants to do. And then we've got our testing program ramping up. But we're in no rush." Ricciardo's future beyond 2023 appeared to be predicted on the progress of McLaren's IndyCar rookies, with Pato O'Ward named as the leading contender if the team felt confident enough to go for the youngster. Nevertheless, a move for the Mexican to replace Ricciardo in 2023 may be viewed as premature, despite the fact that the Mexican is set to race in F1 later this season. We've got both our test drivers under contract. Pato's definitely going to be one of those. He did a very good job in Abu Dhabi Young Driver Test last year. The IndyCar schedule is very packed, as you know, but the end of the year, you won't be surprised to see him in one of those cars. Daniel Ricciardo had another disappointing Formula 1 weekend for McLaren in Monaco, and the parallels to his situation a year ago were difficult to ignore. In 2021, as he continued to fight to get up to speed with his new team, Ricciardo was lapped by podium-bound teammate Lando Norris. It was a stark illustration of the chasm between them at the time, and it was depicted fairly brutally in the most recent season of Drive to Survive. Back then, it was all about Ricciardo adjusting to life in Woking. He responded angrily to his detractors by scoring McLaren's first win in nearly 9 years at Monza, proving that he never left, to quote the Australian's post-race radio message. It looked like a similar story with his struggles this time in Monaco, but the narrative felt drastically different. Ricciardo limped to 14th in qualifying and 13th in the race to cap off a week dominated by speculation about his future in a manner that did little to alleviate concerns about his position. This is no longer a new driver adjusting to life at a new team. Rather, it is a seasoned Grand Prix winner performing far below expectations. McLaren Racing CEO Zak Brown's comments at the start of the Monaco race week appeared to light a fire under Ricciardo by admitting he was falling short of the team's expectations. Ricciardo agreed with that statement, emphasizing that no one was more disappointed than himself with how the year had begun, but he also stated that he had a 3-year contract in place. Firstly, comments: "I don't take them personal. My skin is tanned, beautiful, and also thick. No one's going to be harder on me than myself. I don't want to be racing around in 10th or 12th places. It's been a little bit more certainly testing at times in terms of trying to get up and maximize myself in this car, but we're working together hard at it. The team wants it, I want it, and we're just working through it." So far this season, the form book suggests Ricciardo is no further along in his development at McLaren than he was a year ago. He has only scored points twice in 6 races, finishing 6th in Australia and 6th in the Imola Sprint before a first-lap collision with Carlos Sainz that ruined his Sunday. Norris, on the other hand, has over 4 times as many points and has only failed to score once, in the Bahrain opener, when both McLarens were disastrously slow. When it comes to dealing with adversity, McLaren team principal Andreas Seidel is always pragmatic. He told the team to keep their heads down after Ricciardo crashed out in Q2 on Saturday in Monaco. Ricciardo has been candid about his struggles in getting the most out of his McLaren MCL36 cars this season, admitting in Monaco that "It's still been a little bit tricky for me to always gel 100% with the car, and I feel like I can pull out these. I'm trying to say spectacular laps, but that sounds like I'm really bigging myself up. But yeah, just to pull out those heaters, I guess." Ricciardo has always thrived on total trust in the car, which is especially important on a track like Monaco. He knows what it takes to win there, making his run to 13th despite the rain offering the chance to shake things up a fairly bleak result. result. He later admitted that he didn't have a good weekend because he simply wasn't quick enough. In Monaco, Seidel added that it was also up to the team to keep developing the car for both drivers, allowing them to get the most out of both Norris and Ricciardo every weekend. We're all not happy if we finish P5, for example, in qualifying. We all want to be part of the generation of McLaren to fight for race wins again and together championships in future. We simply have to keep going. In all areas of the team, in the way how we work also with Daniel, and then hopefully we can keep making steps. McLaren can of course use some of the work done last year to help Ricciardo acclimate to the car and improve his performance towards the end of the season. Nonetheless, this is unquestionably a race against the clock. If Ricciardo continues to struggle in the next 5 or 6 races, as the silly season heats up, both he and the McLaren will undoubtedly be swept up in the merry-go-round. Even if a contract is in place, they will want to avoid the speculation and distraction that it can cause. McLaren was interested in signing Ricciardo as soon as 2018 when he abruptly left Red Bull to join Renault. The team finally got his man in 2021. And while it now has a race win thanks to him, there is no sugarcoating the fact that things did not go as planned. Ricciardo was supposed to be a catalyst in his charge back to the big leagues in F1. This season in particular, he's fallen far short of that. McLaren, on the other hand, is well aware of Ricciardo's abilities. We saw that last year at Monza, where he was simply unbeatable, even without Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton collapsing together. The potential and hunger remain, and McLaren is committed to getting the most out of him. Last year, Ricciardo used the summer break to reset and come back stronger in the second half of the season, which he did admirably. However, waiting until the Spa-Zandvoort-Monza triple-header to really hit his stride this time around may be too late to keep the noise from becoming too much, leading to some soul-searching about Ricciardo's future. Ricciardo also finished out of the points in the Spanish Grand Prix, but he revealed that McLaren discovered some problems with his car after the race that contributed to its difficulties. While the team will not reveal specifics about the flaws, those elements have been addressed for Monaco, making it all the more concerning that his pace didn't improve, and Ricciardo has admitted that he needs to find more speed. There is still more that I would like to be getting out of it, which sometimes I can see, and then sometimes it's less clear. I think we've also had a few things that have not gone, let's say, our way, and interrupted some of the sessions. There's been some races at times where it's been good, but still, honestly, I'm still working on it. I'd love to say that I'm going to be half a second quicker and awesome every race from now, and I'm working to get that. But yeah, it's still a bit of a process. What are your thoughts on Daniel Ricciardo's performance thus far this season? Will he find his rhythm soon? Do you think McLaren will replace him before his contract expires if he doesn't perform? We'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel, and don't forget to click the bell button to be notified of future videos.